Hey guys, DJ Wonder Chrissy coming back at it again today. Today's topic is organized retail theft. We've been having a rash of in Chicago where they're targeting shoe resellers. Some of these small shops, these trendy boutiques that have all these different types of Air Jordans and Nike and whoever, people that collect that stuff, and they get real pricey. We were just up in Milwaukee a couple of weeks ago, and they actually had like a flea market that day next to Zucalo, where they had pretty much just vendors of tennis shoes, and I hope they were legal vendors because probably about a month ago in the southern suburbs of Chicago, they caught a company that had a store open, and they had like $5 million of stolen Nike, Adidas, and Yeezys, and I don't know what else, that they were pillaging off the containers. Actually, this company was opening containers. They found out what containers contained the shoes, and they were doing it that way. But it's been going on for a long time. So today I'm going to talk about high end. I haven't seen it lately, but Louis Vuitton. I used to work with the girl probably like 5 years ago, and she was infatuated with Louis Vuitton. And as a older dude, I don't pay attention to purses, and I didn't realize that their purses are like $3,000 to $5,000, sometimes more. This lady was really into it. She said that was her one desire in life, was to have a Louis Vuitton bag. I think she had a fake one, but she would always watch anytime, you go out for lunch or whatever. She's looking at what the ladies were carrying as their purses. She even said, like, she would take when her husband would go somewhere and have to run some errands, she would request that he drop her off at the local mall where there was a Louis store, and she would just hang out there because she loved being among the Louis Vuitton purses so much. So she was a dedicated Louis person, whatever they call them, Vuittonette or whatever. But anyway, for many, many years, over here in Northbrook Court, in the northern suburbs of Chicago, there had been break-ins of the Louis store. Usually, years ago, what they would do is, it seemed like it was once or twice a year. It would be a stolen car or a car they couldn't trace back to whoever had it. And basically the Louis store there, and I think it's still this way, is right outside the side entrance. So these people would use the car to push in the glass doors and partitions, because I think back then there was just 2 sets of doors. So they would push in through that with this car that they ripped off, and then they would somehow break into the store. They had the gates over the store opening and stuff, and they would get a good haul once or twice a year. I just did a Google of Louis Vuitton stores, and there's actually 2 of them now. There's one in Northbrook Court, and there's also one in Old Orchard Mall, which I just took some video of Old Orchard, and that one, I've seen they've had some robberies, and the criminals are always ever changing. So now they don't push in doors, to malls and stuff. Of course, according to this picture here at Northbrook Court, they've upped the security a little bit here. They've added some robustness to the doors. But the Louis Vuitton store that I saw at Old Orchard, you'll notice that it has 3 large planters in front of it, which I would suspect are probably, fastened to the ground, if not driven into the ground. And it's the only store in the whole mall. And the mall there is an outdoor type of mall that has that. So look at that. I'll show the video here where they got 3 different huge planters. And I wonder though, these look like large planters, but what we've been seeing with these shoe stores in Chicago is they seem like everyone. They're not just taking any car and banging in the doors, because these stores have like the big gates that come down, the roller metal things over the whole store, and they've been using Jeeps. They've been very selective about what they use as their tool to breach the gated doors, and they're using very nice looking Jeep Laredos and Grand Cherokees, and so that's kind of a robust vehicle. I kind of wondered, and looking at these planters, they don't look like they would hold up well to a Jeep Grand Cherokee if used properly. So, but now what they've been doing, and I think it happened twice in the Old Orchard area this year, according to news reports. What they do is they bull rush the store. They get like 10 or 12 criminals, and they just go into the store with bolt cutters and what have you, and they all just grab 5 or 6 of them, and then they run outside the store. If you do a Google, you'll find out they did catch someone recently in an Old Orchard robbery where I guess they found on the interstate, the 94 heading into the city, some of the purses had these detectors or location devices, and as they were driving down the highway, they must have identified that they had some tags in them, and the guy threw it out the window, and somehow they had his fingerprints on it. So there you go. It was seemed like an inner city gang that was responsible for some of these recent thefts, and it's crazy, folks. It is literally crazy. I know a store, a CVS here in my hometown, probably like 2 years ago now. During the summer, they had. I was talking to one of the clerks there, and they said, "Yeah, 5 or 6 people came in the middle of the day. They just picked up 3 or 4 bottles of alcohol that they wanted, and then they just walked out right in the middle of the day." So this is happening all over, and if you watch the news, we've seen it at Oak Brook Center here in the Chicago area quite a few times, and actually just recently they did catch 2 migrants from, I think, Venezuela or Colombia or somewhere at Oak Brook at the Macy's, just trying to walk out with stuff. So it's happening more than ever. So as you're out shopping, keep your head on a swivel. Be aware of your surroundings, because things are happening, folks. And I'm here to tell you need to protect yourself. You need to stay away from large crowds. And when you see like some large crowds of people come into a store that you're in, you may want to take cover, because I got a feeling this mob stuff that's going on is just this is just the start of it. So holiday seasons, they like to shop for the holidays too. So buyer beware. And what happens here is it ends up showing up in the prices and stuff at the store. We're seeing the Walgreens put more and more stuff behind plastic. Walgreens is even coming out with stores where you can't really buy anything. You got to use a kiosk. Everything is behind gates and bars, and they really want you to order ahead of time and just come pick it up. But they'll have a kiosk there where you order everything, and you got to wait 10, 15 minutes while they put it all together and bring it out to you after you've already paid for it. So that is the new face of retail. You're going to be hearing about stores as they start coming out with earnings the rest of the year that theft, organized crime theft is impacting their bottom line, and it's not just people walking out without paying for stuff. It's large groups of people. It's people that are hitting their containers while they're on a truck or a train. That's the type of theft that is causing retail to think twice about how they do things, and it's getting bad, folks, getting bad. And I hope you enjoy my story about my one of my former co-workers who was a Louis Vuitton nut. And hey, I'm just a dude. I didn't know how much those purses cost. My wife, she uses Coach, so they're pretty reasonable. I tell her she can buy a purse anytime she wants because they're reasonable by the standards of Louis Vuitton. So that's all I have for today. Over and out. And get ready on your Christmas shopping, folks. It is Christmas. We've been watching the channel. We've been seeing Christmas stuff pop up left and right, and it's not even Halloween yet. Over and out, DJ Wonder Chrissy.
Deck dolls with boughs of holly, fa la 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 la. 'Tis the season to be jolly, fa la 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 la. Don we now our gay apparel, fa la 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 la. Throw the ancient Yuletide carol, fa la 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 la. See the blazing Yule before us, fa la 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 la.
Dance with them, dance with them.
Strike the harp and join the chorus, fa la 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 la. Follow me in merry measure, fa la 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 la. While I tell of Yuletide treasure, fa la 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 la. Fa la 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 la. Ho ho ho!
Merry Christmas from susie-q Slots, guys.